This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes, and while we strive for a respectful and inclusive environment, we acknowledge that certain topics discussed may be sensitive or offensive to some listeners. The views expressed by hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily represent those of the podcast or its sponsors. Please exercise discretion, skip or pause any distressing parts, and we appreciate your understanding and open-mindedness as we encourage conversations rather than cancellations. Take that woke elsewhere. Thank you.
Lost and Talks podcast.
Yo, welcome back to Lost and Talks podcast, episode 124. Just me, Kevin, once again back in the basement doing our thing. Bring you guys that good, old, tasty Lost and Talks. Yummy. Pause. Lost and Talks audio fornication. I don't know. Well, I don't know where I'm going with this, but welcome back. Hope everybody's doing good. We are here. You know, some shit actually kind of happened
Yeah, stuff happened this
in the
week,
last few days and last week or so. So it's like, wow, we have a few things we could actually
Yeah.
talk about and cover other than, you know, our lives and mushrooms and stuff like that. Even though I do have to talk about mushrooms later. But yeah, where do you want to begin? Yo, let's hop into this. Like, where do you think we should begin today, man?
Yeah. I guess the one that's the top one, the first one that's like most appropriate for the pod, I guess.
Yeah.
It was one of those- even I wasn't like, we're not like alien fanatics, but like, you know, it's a topic that's relevant and it's nice to talk about when shit comes up, especially now where the trend, and I like where it's going, is it's not just, oh, here's a conspiracy theory or here's this sighting or UFO, which is what you're used to. Now it's like, here's people submitting evidence to the government or doing these public displays, and it's still just as like unbelievable as all the conspiracy theories you hear, even with this like television presentation and stuff. But it's happening, man. They're coming out of the woodwork and saying shit, bro. It's hilarious.
So basically, some Mexican niggas.
Yeah.
They pulled up, they threw on their TV, they said, yo, we gotta broadcast this to the world. The Mexican government allowed them, they gave them the platform to do so. And they said, yo,
These are like scientists, right? Are they? I don't.
we gotta get into it. We're gonna bust it down, but
yeah.
right now I'm gonna treat him the main dude. I'm gonna say he's just some dude.
Yeah,
Some
okay.
Mexican dude.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, he was given the platform by the Mexican government to basically, you know, broadcast the shit to the world, saying, "Yo, we are revealing that we have these 1,000-year-old."
Yeah. One was like 1,100 years old, and one's like 700 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
we have these alien corpses.
Yeah, non-human is what they call them. But
Sorry,
this
yes.
is the same. You know, it's the same
Non-human
thing,
corpses.
Yeah.
You know, that we have and the public should know about, and basically trying to bust down that these are kind of what these ones look like.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to. So they're saying these from 1,000 years ago. That's my only thing. I'm just trying to figure out how they really were able to figure that out. Obviously, you know, the basic
the
science of
dating or whatever,
archaeology
sure,
and da. But I'm wondering, you know, how they were able to bust down those numbers.
Yeah.
And did they ever say where they actually got them from or where they found them?
I didn't look into it that far. I'm sure they must have said where they came. Maybe not. Maybe that's like, I don't know, protected information or something.
Well,
yeah.
either way,
Yeah.
this broadcast happened. Internet and the world kind of blew up a little bit because they're like, oh shit, finally
Yeah.
we get to see some bodies.
something, yeah.
This is what we were talking about before too. It's like, this is all cool information.
Yeah.
Like, the couple, what was it, last month or whatever, when that guy had his little meeting with everybody,
Yeah.
he was like, yo, this shit's real.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't tell you everything, but it's
Yeah.
just real.
Yeah.
That it was really promising.
Exactly.
And we got all excited, and then the Mexican niggas came through.
This
and
is
said,
the
"Yo,
logical next step.
yeah, we got corpses.
Yeah.
You know? And then I'm like, oh shit, we
Yeah.
got corpses. So I'm seeing these things. And I believe in this too.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm like. You know, people are roasting it. It's funny because that's the thing, though. It's like, what there's nothing there's no corpse that you could show that would be like, if you showed them a human skeleton,
That's satisfying.
Like, yeah, if you showed them a human skeleton, they'd be like, no, that's not it. If you showed them a monkey skeleton, they'd be like, no, that's
I might have
cap.
believed them if it was a baddie. A 3-titted alien
Yeah.
baddie
Facts.
corpse.
Yeah.
Pause. Oh, that's not a pause.
Yeah.
That's just kind of fucked up. It's just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
dead
exactly.
body with some
Yeah.
titties.
Yeah.
But hey,
But yeah, that's the thing too. So this was like their skeleton, right? Because
something like it.
or were they like mummified or something? Because like, you know, if you dug up a 1,000-year-old body, you might not even find the bones. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
Unless that's just, you know, their body.
And I wonder how long
wasn't,
ago they found these.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the part that I didn't hear, like off of the, you know, like kind of just preliminary stuff. I don't know if they revealed all that information, but like, yeah, when did they find this shit?
Mm-hmm.
When did they figure out that these bodies were from 1,000 years ago?
So yeah, internet blew up. People are sharing this. A bunch of news platforms are sharing this, especially, you know, the basic internet ones.
Yeah.
Academics had it up. I seen it on like Straight Out of Six. I seen it on. I don't follow Six Buzz anymore, but I'm sure they
Of
posted
course,
it.
yeah.
And I'm seeing it all over the place. And I'm like, damn, Twitter's popping off. They're like, yo, the aliens are here. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta check this out later.
Yeah,
when I get
yeah,
home.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Um.
That's also the interesting part to see when this shit comes out, is like, how does Twitter react? And
Yeah.
like if it is something that actually is real, like not just aliens that are from 1,000 years ago, but like, you know, like an alien made a message or something, or an alien's tweeting, like what does Twitter, you know, how does the world respond? I guess the first line of defense for our understanding of how things go now is like, how's Twitter responding to this, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know if you got any more information past that you heard. Did you get anything?
Just like that, you know, BuzzFeed video that I watched on Twitter. Like, I didn't go.
And that's it, right?
Yeah, I didn't go further in. Yeah.
All right, so my guy, if you man's are on YouTube, like I'm on YouTube, you guys know about Moist Critical, Charlie, popular YouTuber. He and his dad have been following the whole alien situation on Earth for a long time. His dad is really like a believer in aliens.
Nice.
And he's like, yo, they're here, or they've been here, or something. So when this news came out, they were both very excited.
Yeah.
But Charlie, or Moist Critical, being the person that he is, he makes sure he does his research before he just puts stories out there. That was crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Before he puts stories out there. And we got some information. Some good information. It's all a lie. I know. I was cheese too. I was like, fuck. So it's all a lie. So basically, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, there was a video on YouTube with these same exact non-human corpses.
Yeah.
And hey, this could all be just some big fake thing. Timeline. It can still be real.
True.
I'm just giving you the other information that I know. So basically, yeah, another YouTuber at the time, they made videos about these fake corpses and how fake they were, debunking them because somebody had posted them as well a couple years ago saying, yo, these are the aliens, da 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 da.
Right.
And it didn't get as much attention as this situation, just because they didn't have the access, the same platform that this guy had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This Mexican dude had. So right off the bat, you're like, okay, the alien bodies are fake, but how did this guy end up with them? Basically, the Mexican guy, I can't remember his name right now. Sorry, dude, I kind of shut you out. But he is known as a alien. He's one of the guys that basically they say is a liar.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to the aliens, and he just makes up shit.
Yeah.
And he's been doing this for years and talking about his experiences.
Okay.
And this was the biggest platform that he's gotten to date, and the Mexican government allowed him to post this up because they believed him.
Yeah.
At the time.
That's crazy.
But he really just paid for these things so that he could show people. That's the
So YouTubers are doing more background checks than
the actual
Mexican
news.
government.
Yeah, the Mexican government and the news platforms
Yeah.
are able to do, which is pretty hilarious to me. So that was just a touch disappointing because, once again, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for the aliens coming through. I think they're already here, have been here, and they're chilling. I know a couple weird ass people.
Yeah. Facts.
So it was a little disappointing.
The DNA's mixed in, you know what I mean? Like, we
Exactly.
don't even know. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I just want I just want us to just be able to get some real solid evidence. I want something alive. I need a tentacle. I need something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need something else. It was disappointing though, watching the Moist Critical video, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's one thing
That
if it's
sucks.
like, they you know how scientists likes to debunk shit and be like, oh, that's just, they just say some shit and you're like, okay, fine, sure. They did the scientific testing and they said nah, but like this one is like, like it was already confirmed to be fake. Mm-hmm. That kind of sucks. But
Yeah, it sucks. It's disappointing.
but also, obviously I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, let me wait till I get home. Because I was looking at my phone like,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
everybody at my job was like, yo.
Yeah.
They got the corpses, bro. Everyone's like, yo, did you see that? And I'm like, what? So I go on, hop on Twitter. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm watching this news, this broadcast shit. I'm like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I get home for more information, and it turns out it's most likely
Yeah.
fake. And they were doing something where they're like breaking down the bones and the body parts, and they're like, yo, this shit doesn't even look
Yeah.
correct. Like, even
Yeah,
if this
yeah.
was an alien, nobody's built like this.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, these bones are too thin. He's like, one arm is different from the next arm. You know what I mean? And they're like, you could see where somebody might have broken this bone off of on an actual human body,
Yeah.
or something like that. Or
Right.
it was interesting to kind of look at and shit like that. And yeah, just another unfortunate lie, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe they're hiding the truth.
Yeah, that's the thing too, right? Like they,
You know?
the information that's supposed to dispel the disinformation could also just be misinformation in itself, right? Like just to throw you off the trail. Like they're like, okay, yo, we got too, like, it's too hot now, Like
Yeah.
they need to just cool the temperature on it a little bit.
It's moments like those where I kind of do believe. Well, I do. I always have believed that we're being distracted from other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just don't know what. Obviously, we'll probably find out in a few weeks some type of bill or something passed
Facts.
somewhere for something to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like moments like that where you're like, damn, they really got our attention on this because they know everybody's interested in this shit.
Yeah.
So that they could do some other shit behind the scenes.
That's true, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I don't know if the Mexican government's up to something, the U.S. government, or the whole world order. I don't know what's going on, but hey, some possibly fake alien corpses popped out, and yeah, got excited. I just want this to be real one day, but we'll see.
Yeah, just little baby steps, like I don't know. Maybe hopefully this is just showing people that more and more that people just need to get more ready for this stuff. You know what I mean? Like people want it, but then they're not ready for
That
it.
is
So you gotta,
that is another theory that it's like they're trying to ease us into
Yeah.
some fucked up shit that's about to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're saying, yo, man's are trying to say that, yo, somebody, Donald Trump or whoever got connected to the Mandem, and they're angry at us. So what they're trying to do is just feed us a bunch of alien stuff right now so that we kind of ease our minds to them possibly being real, and then just an attack pulling up one day.
Damn.
I don't know, but hey, that sounds real too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could really be anything.
Yeah.
They're also saying because of the bodies, they're like, yo, these look like E.T. And then managers are like, yeah, man, they've known about the aliens so long. They're trying to, once again, get us
Yeah.
used to it. So that's why they drop certain movies like E.T., Alien, and shit like that so that you can start to kind of see and get used to what they might look like,
Yeah.
which is
You
interesting.
won't be like just completely shocked when it happens.
Yeah, no matter what. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But other than that, it's first week of the NFL. We got football back.
Yep.
Like I was saying, I'm trying to get into football this year. So I watched 2 games. I watched that one that we're gonna talk about, but I missed the actual injury
Yeah.
because it happened early, right?
Yeah, like first play of the game.
Yeah, first play.
Yeah.
So I missed the Rodgers injury. And what was the other game I watched? I can't remember the other game I watched. Fuck, I can't remember right now. But yeah, but it has been going good so far. My football journey has been okay. I haven't picked a team that I want to follow yet. I hate to cop out like this, but I am definitely interested in Philly.
Yeah, I mean they're just exciting, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it just seemed like a more exciting team.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, mainly Philly is the team that I'm looking at right now, and a little bit of Buffalo just because that's the closest team that we kind of have.
Yeah.
So I've just been keeping my eye out for both of these guys, both of these teams, and any games that they're going to be playing. But yeah, man, how you feel about the first week of football so far?
It was good, you know, like usually, you know, you'll have like one or two like big injuries in terms of like players that, you know, have names. I don't think it's happened like this where like a guy like Rodgers,
this
first
level,
play, new team, all this hype, a New York team. I don't think that's ever happened in first play.
The closest thing I could think of, and this is not even a good comparison, is Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
When he went to Boston,
Just because of like, that was like the same thing, like first play or whatever,
Yeah.
like 2 minutes into the game.
yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, that same thing too, where it's like, you know, hype. He's going to this new
Hype,
team.
yeah, he was in his prime.
Yeah.
At the time, everybody's excited, new team, and it was over.
Yeah.
And we haven't really heard from him since.
Yeah, that fucked him up. Right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
But Rodgers, it's like, you know, football fans are fucking crazy. Jets fans are fucking crazy. Rodgers fans are fucking crazy. So I can imagine the amount of people who probably, you know, did some crazy shit just to get themselves prepared for, you know, fucking, you see people who get like Super Bowl tattoos before the team even like makes the playoffs and shit. I'm sure
facts.
there was like people who did like these Jets murals with Rodgers all over there, like, because they're ready for the season to be their season, you know.
Yeah.
And then they showed that injury like so much too,
Yeah, they did.
slow motion. I've never seen a man's what is it, his Achilles just pop, bro. Like, I don't know, because recently I've noticed that, you know, when it's a more like serious injury or like a season ending injury, at least they don't play it all over and over and over on especially doing slow motion zoom ins and shit on Twitter. Like, you might, if you want to find the clip, you got to go like really looking for it. But this one was like every other video when that shit happened, I remember seeing it on Twitter. Like, they're just playing it. It was so crazy.
Yeah,
You know, prayers up to him. People are saying his career might be done. He said, you know, he tweeted something about like he's coming back or whatever. So
they all say that.
Yeah, you can't really predict something like this, especially. I mean, not even even if he was whatever, you know, in his 20s, like prime of his career, not like a, you know, pushing 40. This could be an injury that could end it all, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's shit like this sucks. Because it just happens.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could really say that you could have done or prevented or
Yeah.
anything like that to help, you know, make sure this wouldn't happen. I remember even when I was playing just rugby, bro. And you get there, it's funny, just when I see injuries like this, I think about everything that happened before you got there. And it's just regular.
Yeah.
Like, when I've hurt myself during games, it was just like, man, you know, we're in the school bus heading to the other school's team, everyone's chilling. We get there, we're like, you know, you got these little butterflies in your stomach. You're just excited to go.
Yeah.
And then I remember first play, same type of shit. I've never had an injury as this bad, but I get the ball. This guy comes to tackle me, and our knees both collide. And if you've ever collided knees with somebody, especially running towards them, you guys are both running at each other, trying to take each other down. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. I remember I knocked the wind out of me. I couldn't get up for the longest. Because what you need to do is you need to take a knee to show that you have an injury. And I couldn't. I was just on my back. I was just folded. And I'm like, yo, this is the first play we just got here. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? And I'm like, well, that's a wrap for the day, the week, the month possibly. But yeah, man, it just sucks when you have to deal with injuries like that out of nowhere, and they're just horrifying too.
Yeah.
You know, luckily, once again, I've never had to deal with nothing like that, really.
Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of is when I was, when I was riding my bike.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, and that just happened.
Yeah.
Just at lunchtime.
That's the crazy part about injuries, is like you don't really ever see them coming. They just happen.
they
You're
just
like,
happen.
wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's just ass. But it is what it is, man. You know, hopefully he is able to come back. I don't know about the the ankle and Achilles and shit like that. Do mans really come back from that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how well. I think it's one of those things like if it heals, it heals, but it's never gonna come. I don't know if it's like ever comes back 100% kind of thing. It's always like it's the mental part
wobbly.
of it. With
yeah,
those
it's
ones,
more
I
your
think,
mental. Yeah, it's more your mental because you're probably too scared to even put
weight on it,
on it, and
twist it.
do certain shit.
Yeah.
This is gonna suck. It's definitely gonna suck. But yeah, we just finished up the Philly and Viking game.
Yeah.
Philly won. What was the score? I didn't even see the final.
34-27 or something like that.
34-27?
Yeah.
Okay,
it was a good game. Yeah,
it was a good game.
So I was like taking in while I think when we just started, somebody got injured and they got carted off.
Oh yeah,
and that happens like once a game probably. That's probably the average. Like somebody gets carted off at least once every 2 games. And just if it's not a Rodgers, if it's not like a guy, it is what it comes down. There's actually been a lot of talk about that in the NFL, like in terms of paying players and like how running backs have been like not getting paid nearly as much as quarterbacks, obviously, but even like wide receivers and linebackers and stuff. The flashy guys, right?
Yeah. The stars, if you will.
Yeah. I think the guy who got injured in this game was like a left tackle, and he was the backup, so the starter got injured in this game or before. So now their third string is in. But then I'm also thinking about this guy when he's getting carted off. It's like his career might be done. Like, you never know. And football fan, unless you're like you're a mini fan, you're not following up on that. And not that matters, like if people care or not that you get injured, but like his career could just be done like that, and you're just watching it, and that's it.
We may never hear from him again. Yeah,
And it's like, especially with these sports, is like these guys go for this from the time they're like 5 years old. They're like busting their ass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
That's and then if you just don't have that, and like you didn't get your degree or whatever, or you don't have they don't tell these guys to have a backup plan.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly,
I mean?
Exactly.
And it's and like these are the guys you shouldn't be telling to have a backup plan, because it's like there's certain things in this life that you can't do if you have a safety net, like because you gotta be in the gym or whatever and all that.
Yeah, you gotta devote your life to all of this. So yeah, man. When's the next game? So today's what? Thursday,
then Sunday, all the games. Yeah,
Sunday's a bunch of games. Okay.
Yeah,
and then there's Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just again trying to get on this schedule proper.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, and then for the play, like right before the playoffs, like wild card, they do Saturdays.
Okay.
I think they might actually. Yeah, they also do Saturdays once all the bye weeks are done, like the last 2 weeks, then they start doing Saturday games, and then they have the England games where it starts at like 9 a.m. Actually, they're doing the next England game. They're doing like a Toy Story broadcast or something. I didn't fully understand what it is. They said they're doing like an animated broadcast of the football game that's being played in like. So it's being, how like Nickelodeon's picked up like coverage, and they were doing that shit where like slime was being thrown on the field.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing like that same shit where they're doing their own style of broadcast, but they're animating players or something. I don't know if they're doing that live or like. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that shit works.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah,
that sounds cool. It sounds like a cool idea. Anything else on football?
I don't think so.
Who do you got this year?
Philly looks good. Philly and Kansas City is probably like an easy one to say for Super Bowl, but football's the hardest. I swear, football's the hardest one to predict because it's whoever has the biggest momentum coming in onto the second half. There's like that New England team that was perfect and then they lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
It can like that happens to everybody where like the team that's like the hottest on the start, it's just injuries pile up and like you can't keep that momentum going. That's what happened to like Buffalo last year. Was like they were hot for like the first half of the season. Everybody's like, this is like the locked in champions. But then obviously people are gonna figure them out. They're gonna get tired. They're gonna
exactly. Yeah. You did you're doing fantasy?
Yeah. I'm facing Smitty this week, actually.
Oh, don't kill me.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's good, man. Bless. My girl, my baby, my queen, my light-skinned goddess. Ice Spice. my curly afro lover. She just dropped a fucking Dunkin' Donuts collab.
Yeah.
For the pumpkin spice, what is it, like a frozen?
Yeah, like a
drink or some shit?
latte McFlurry-ish.
Yeah,
Kind of thing,
or like ice cap
yeah, exactly.
thing, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I fuck with that.
yeah.
I think that's hard.
It's I love that kind of like the synergy collab, like not just doing something because it's like, you know, McDonald's has their cool little collab now, but like now they're just picking artists, but this one is like, you know, Munchkins is the name of their donut or something. The
Munchkins,
Timbits?
yeah, and then she calls her
her
fans the
friend
Munchkins.
and then like I don't know if they did a play on words with her name, but like when I first seen it, I'm like, oh, it's like pumpkin ice spice latte, or whatever, you know, like so. There's a lot of like easy, the orange hair, the pumpkin, like they can do a lot with this branding.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you're saying all this, I took those things in, but I never really took it in.
Yeah, like it just made so much sense. Yeah,
yeah. You might as well do it, and she's hot right now, so why the fuck not? You know,
like this is one of those. It's like not. They could make this like she could be like a brand ambassador mascot type of thing because of how like lined up their branding is, without just based on name, not like vibe or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be hard. Even if you just bring her back every time in the fall, just
exactly. Yeah, she just has her like her one drink or whatever.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking sick. Did you see the little ad or commercial they did for it?
Yeah, with Ben Affleck. Yeah,
I thought that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
And she did a pretty good job acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking cringy like a lot of people are. It wasn't one of those moments I was like,
yeah.
You know, like she's not doing great here. She just handled it. You know, she did her thing.
She always. I don't know if this is. It's probably a combination. Like I don't know if it's her team or like just she knows herself really well, like how to carry herself. But like she doesn't do corny shit on camera. Whereas you can tell like other people would like, oh, okay, director, I'll do this nonsense shit you told me to say just because whatever, you know. And then it not that it hurts them, but it's just it's corny, you know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But like she maintains that like coolness, you know.
For me, Ice Spice, she has one of the better teams. I think it's her team.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's managing her and trying to lock in all this shit is really
they know how to they know when to like put their foot on the gas and not like hold up and be like, oh, let's just wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like, no, we're taking advantage of this right now. You know,
exactly. Because if I'm being real, we don't know where she's gonna be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. In the next,
they
year,
know
2
that
years.
like the distance between her next project and where she is right now, that could be it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
you never know.
By the time she drops her next project or whatever it is, you never know where the momentum's gonna be at. You know,
I feel like for her, we'll get into some Ice Spice combos now, but for her, it's gonna be important for her next project, single, whatever. To be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Just because that whole drill flow and all that shit was cool. But we're gonna be asking now for just a little bit more growth at least.
For sure.
At the bare minimum.
Just like, you know, like that transition to like, okay, she's like a pop songwriter or like she can write songs, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Cause when I was in New York, like first few times I was hearing what song was on at the time, like She in Her Mood, and the Pink Panther song. I'm like, oh, it's cool. But then when you start hearing it every hour, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, you're like, okay, like I gotta change. You know, like I gotta change the station. I'm sorry, baby. You know,
even though that Pink Panther song is. That's my favorite track.
Yeah, that one I don't need to skip. But like some of the just the Ice Spice songs, like I can't listen to that fucking 10 times a day. You know what I mean? Even one, like after a while, you're like once a day. You can't listen to it.
I at least need the video running.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's all around.
She's all around artist, man. You gotta experience her fully through and through. You know what I mean?
It's a sensual experience, bro.
Yeah,
all the senses, bro.
There's a lot going on.
You gotta go to Dunkin'. You gotta smell the pumpkin spice. You gotta fucking drink that shit. You gotta eat.
Smell her.
Yeah.
Jamal, beep that. Beep that one there. Actually, I'm gonna hop back into sports because the Blue Jays are on the screen. I heard they got booed.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't know?
Nah.
Yeah, apparently they got booed their last game, whatever that was.
Damn.
The white folks at my job were talking about it.
That's
They're
jokes.
flabbergasted. Well, it's also the Blue Jays, I guess. I feel like they just have to go through this shit run whatever
Yeah.
they're going through right now.
That's
That's
the
what
problem.
it's been.
The problem with the baseball season. It's too fucking long. Like I
Yeah.
swear, there's always a slump. Mans are mad, and then there's like a big ass winning streak, and like.
I honestly, I never know when baseball ends because I feel like it's just year round.
Yeah.
And even in the winters, I'm like, are these guys playing?
Yeah.
I'm so confused, bro.
The problem is by the time any like meaningful baseball starts, like playoff baseball starts, the NBA season starts. So
And that's what I'm.
so
I'm
everybody
off
falls.
this.
Yeah, everybody falls
Yeah.
off by the time it starts actually getting like interesting.
Yeah.
Real sports start. You know what I mean? So
That's jokes. Yeah, I'm excited for basketball as well. I was thinking about that on the way here. I'm just like, I'm getting to this football thing, but the nice thing about the football, me getting into football again, is this is the first sport I've really watched since basketball ended.
yeah.
So it's just like nice, there's at least some sports, and then soon in a month or so, we're gonna be getting basketball back as well. So super excited about that. Super excited.
I was thinking about that. Like the summer feels so long when you think about like how long has it been since I watched sports, but they're only off from like July to
It's not
September.
that long. It just feels like forever.
Yeah.
Just feels like forever.
Yeah.
So next we had the VMAs popped off. I didn't watch them.
No, I can't watch that shit.
I can't do that shit no more. We could even Soulja Boy went off on the VMAs too.
Oh yeah.
Because he was saying it's just weak.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, the VMAs are mid. He's like, yo, where are the stars?
Yeah.
Even though definitely had stars there, but
Yeah.
He's
But like,
where,
where's the hype? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, it's just on, and then you're like, okay, what's on? Well, like, what's happening on the
Yeah.
show? Oh, okay, these people are performing
Yeah.
who I've seen like
it
100
was
times.
it was like the first valid point Soulja Boy's made in a little while. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna shout him out for that one.
yeah.
Because he was saying, yo, he's like, you guys can't even get Drake over there. You can't even get certain people over here anymore.
Facts.
Because it's just whack.
Yeah.
And you're not doing anything. He's like, the artists that we want to see winning awards aren't winning awards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why. Also, that's why shit is falling off, because the people that are in charge of these things, they don't seem to be in touch with what's going on outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we did get a few good memes out of this. Before I shit on her, I'm actually not gonna shit on her. Why would I say that? While you guys were shitting on her, I was thinking, yo, Selena was looking good.
Oh yeah. I've seen people saying she fell off. I'm like, yo, this might be the
the
best,
best version
Yeah.
of her that she's had in a minute.
This to me is like when like LeBron went to Cleveland the second time, and it's like,
Yeah.
he's in the falling off part of his career. This is the best part of
this
his
is
career,
probably
bro.
the best. Yo, he's gonna
don't
get a
know.
ring.
And everybody's saying it's the cannons, but it's not even that, bro. It's just like her face and like I like her attitude now. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, you know what? I like. They call her a bitch.
Yeah.
and I can see it.
Yeah.
But I fuck with
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
I think it's sexy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Especially the that Disney girl role where like all of those people, like all those like actresses and actors kind of fall into that same shit where they can't be like edgy, or if they are, then they're like, oh, they're a bitch, or they're weird like Miley or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, like she just found that nice little.
She's doing something good.
Yeah.
She's doing something good. I like it. I'll make a critique. Just because I'm a guy, I'm gonna make a critique on her face. She does have this. If she wasn't rich and famous, she has this. She get crushed by a black dude and be a single mother thing in her face.
Yeah.
Something in her face. I think it's the lip with the chin. Something in that area with the big eyes.
Yeah.
Just tells me if you lived a different life, you'd have 3 children right now with a black man that's not around.
Yeah.
But she's not there.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm fucking what she has going on.
Yeah.
And yes, the cannons look great, but
Yeah.
it's just it's the face, it's the attitude, it's the way she's maneuvering, and she's been really quiet. And the only time you ever have to hear from her is when she has to tell people to shut the fuck up and just chill.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she had to tell people here because
People will just be making up beef.
Yeah. She's saying
no
she's
reason,
making
yeah.
faces and shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, who cares?
Yeah.
And she even said that. She's like, who gives a fuck if
Yeah.
I'm making faces
Yeah.
here? it doesn't fucking matter. You know
Why
what I
do
mean?
they have this fucking audience cam that's like directly pointed at the? It's not during the broadcast though. Some of those clips.
Yeah.
of her,
They
it's
just they're just staring at
they just
people.
have fucking cameras set on people. Taylor all time, Selena all time,
Mm-hmm.
like. And then you can watch it, I guess, like on that. It's those shits where like the app gives you like
Yeah.
special camera.
Yeah.
I think that's where the footage was coming from. So you wouldn't even see these like reactions and memes on TV if you were watching.
You really got to
know?
be dedicated.
Yeah.
To find that shit.
And then those are the things that they like pluck out, and that's all you see on Twitter.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like they make shit out of that. Like
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion, and they said her and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
had beef,
bro.
I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, it does look
That
like.
nigga said free Tory, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
It looked like he's like, you free Tory.
And he just,
He's walking off. He's
Yeah.
just like, yo, motherfucker. I didn't think it was all of NSYNC though.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was all of NSYNC until later.
Yeah.
But apparently they were like laughing and shit
Yeah.
later on. So I don't know what happened there,
Yeah.
but
Either way, I mean,
That first
even
clip
if
that
it
I
was
saw, I
beef or
died.
not, like, it's just funny, bro. Like,
I just died when I saw it. I was like, yo, he said free Tory. I know he did. Or he said, Meg, why'd you lie on that, man? But shit, man, that was fucking hilarious. But yeah, they're going down to Selena because she's making up faces and stuff.
Yeah. And then
matter.
the contrast where they're like going at Selena for being like a bitch during the show, and then going at Taylor for having too much fun.
It just doesn't make no sense to me. Leave the white girls alone for a
Yeah.
minute, man. I know they're our number one enemy and shit like that,
Yeah.
but Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez is nothing for us to be mad at them about realistically.
Yeah.
They're not really horrible people. It's all good. And yeah, Taylor Swift, as cringy as she is, just let her do her thing, man. She hasn't been able to dance for as long as we've known her,
Exactly.
Yeah. And I appreciate her at least knowing the lyrics to a lot of the songs.
Facts. Yeah.
What was the
yeah.
one she's snapping on Amelia or
Yeah,
something like
Millie,
that?
yeah, that was
And I'm like,
crazy,
I
yeah.
appreciate that, yo, to know that you at least know all the words. You're here rapping this bar for bar in front of me.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A regular girl like this, even I wonder if her counterparts, the other stars like her, even know Amelia like that.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it just shows me that she's tapped in. She knows what's going on, and she understands this is Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, what I
And
mean?
also, like, you can have fun at these shows.
yeah,
You know?
do your thing.
There's gonna be, she knows, I respect that she knows that there's always gonna be a camera on her at this point. So like she can try her hardest to be like, oh, let me maintain this like cool persona, or like let me try not to go off brand, or let me get a couple drinks in me at this fucking show and like just turn up. Like, who cares? Either way, people are gonna be talking about me if I don't do anything or if I do dance cringy or whatever. So
Yeah.
either way, I'm making money off of this. So let me just be what I want to be. Like just do what I want to do. Like
Exactly.
out in public. Like
Yeah, this is just the main lesson just in life. Just don't care.
yeah.
Don't care about what people have to say or think, yo, because it's just stupid people in their boxes at home are mad at you.
And
no
she's
fucking
still
reason.
making money off of that. Off of somebody roasting her, off of somebody
Yeah,
saying
exactly, man.
she's a queen.
Yeah,
It's the same.
It doesn't matter. You're
It's
not
all
doing
clicks,
anything.
bro. Like, yeah.
You're not gonna change the views and opinions of people that actually don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna change a Swifty's mind. Like, oh yeah, no, she is corny.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Fuck.
You said say that. The fuck? But yeah, yo, shouts out everybody at the VMAs, whoever was able to make it out there. I never watched that shit. I haven't watched none of these award shows in forever.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for something good to happen.
I don't know what they could do to make me like interested again in those shows.
I don't know.
I guess the awards have to like partially the awards have to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would be nice to have like a music video award show that was like what do you like respected, you know? Like people you want to put to the best music video together to actually get this award, you know? Like,
Yeah.
cuz I mean, every conversation we go to, if we try to specify like why is this specific thing in music mid right now, it just comes down to like music in general is mid. But,
Yeah.
like, yeah, music videos in general also have suffered recently, and it would be nice to bring that kind of storytelling element back. You know, like I don't, people. There's still really good videos, but I don't think you're seeing them at. I think that Kanye point that he made about like Beyonce, when he interrupted Taylor Swift about like how Taylor Swift won best women's video, but Beyonce won best overall video, and she was nominated in the same category. Like, I mean, I guess maybe they can do that. They change the rules where it's like you can win people can win a specific category, but then they don't give it to the one that's gonna win the overall award.
Yeah.
But you're kind of discrediting yourself when you do
Yeah.
when you do shit like that. You know.
Now that you're saying something like that, I'll go into, okay. How do I begin this? Did you check out the Tizo project?
Yeah, I skimmed through it.
Yeah, skimmed through it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You didn't get like a good
No,
listen
not
though?
a good listen yet.
Okay,
yeah.
I've listened to it like, I want to say 4 or 5 times. What'd you think of it just from the skim?
Definitely he's in his own lane. It's like hard to even the songs that I wouldn't like pull back from the first listen, I'm like it's not like it's his style, you know what I mean? So it's just not my favorite of his, but I still fuck with it, but like I can't hate on somebody who's obviously just completely doing something in their like, in their own lane.
In their little world,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird. It's like, and I saw people making this comment too, but they're like, it's kind of cringy and corny at times, but that's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It felt authentic.
Yeah.
Because if I think about Tizo, I've been following him for maybe what? I want to say not too long, like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. And that's just through writing stuff that he's done, some producing that he's done, and his own tracks and shit like that. My main track that I was like, okay, I really fuck with this guy was Fan.
Yeah.
That song to me is really fucking good.
And the video.
And the video's fucking
Yeah.
amazing too. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, make sure you do. But yeah, Tizo dropped his album. What's it called again? I can't remember. Let me see. He just dropped his album last week, Friday. It came out. And I have listened to it a few times. I haven't listened to it since maybe Monday. The album is called How Do You Sleep at Night? Make sure you guys go check that out. Definitely a different type of project. But yeah, I enjoyed it from top to bottom. There were some cringy moments, but I did like them.
Yeah.
They felt like him.
Yeah.
I don't think if I were to chill with him, I feel like, yes, he'd be kind of a weird guy.
Yeah.
That is a bit cringy. So if it comes off in the music, it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah. At least he's like 100% authentic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It felt real. It felt like I was taking a trip through a bit of his life and some of the stuff that he kind of sees.
Yeah.
I do understand some people's gripes with some people are saying, some of the drums or some of the guitar riffs they felt a bit too generic, too basic.
Right.
I do agree with that a bit. I did want to hear a bit more.
Yeah.
And also some people were mad that it was mostly a rock album.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like,
I mean, yeah.
I guess you could be mad because his features as of recent haven't really been like that.
Yeah,
They've been, if we're going to, like, for example, the Travis Scott was in Modern Jam.
Yeah.
It's a bit more experimental.
Sure.
If you want to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Which I can kind of understand, but when I came into this, I was expecting
nothing that I heard on it sounded out of place. You know what I mean, it was like, oh, this is the lane. No, it's like, even like, you don't need to like have heard. I don't even think there was many songs that he's had before this that sounded like just this pure like rock, that kind of like 2000s
exactly
rock.
like early 2000s
but it's
rock.
not. It doesn't sound like he's like reaching for some new sound. It just sounds very like this is what he's into. This is
exactly
his bread and butter.
Exactly, yeah, and then going off of that. Well, let me just say that I think the album is just overall good. There are a few tracks and then I'll skip over, but overall I think it's a good debut project for him, and definitely you guys should definitely check it out. It's a bit different than what you're going to be mostly hearing, but I do appreciate his contributions to this new wave of black dudes and black people overall, but mostly black dudes that are leaning into their early 2000s rock influences. I think that's really cool. I'm like, shit, 750 might have to
the 750
hop in a Blink 182 vibes or something. I don't know, but it's nice to see a bunch of these guys coming out because there's a few more guys that are bubbling up that I don't want to mention now, but there's a few of them that are bubbling up that are kind of doing this thing where it feels more authentic than when you have mans like fucking Lil Uzi Vert saying that they're rock stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like Lil Uzi Vert is cosplaying.
Yeah.
And it feels like Tizo is actually this guy.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I have not seen him yet without the fucking nails in his head.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is legit. He's going to bed with this shit. He's wrapping that shit up in whatever. I don't even know how you go to sleep, but yeah.
Tightens that shit up.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if it's a do-rag.
Yeah,
what are you rocking? I don't even know. A turban? I don't even know. I don't know what
turban would be crazy.
I don't know what you got to rock for that, but it's a way more authentic, and I do appreciate these guys that are coming out now.
Yeah.
But going back now to just award shows and shit like that. Let's say he gets a nomination, whether that be VMAs,
Grammys, yeah.
Where do they put him?
Yeah.
That's when you find out if they're racist or not.
Yeah. They was it Grammys or one of those award shows recently had to rename the category from like urban or something.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I don't remember if it was Grammys.
Because urban to me means nigger.
Yeah, and I think they had to change the urban. I think that was the category, and they had to change the word urban. I can't remember if it was that or if it was something else, and they changed it to urban because that would be bad. Because I think that's what I mean. Like urban doesn't. It's not like what is that? What is urban music?
That just
Anything that lives in the anybody that lives in the city, like you don't.
That's
live
mostly you.
Yeah, you don't live on the farm. Like
what are you talking about? You know
like
what I mean?
there's rural music. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
there's country music.
yeah, sure. But then so that's those are the two genres, bro.
So,
Like country music and urban music. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
interested to see. Let's say he gets nominated. I don't know if he will. He might, maybe not.
I think it would be hip hop still. Like they would,
Right?
They would.
And that's
throw
my
him in
main
there.
complaint because I'm like, this is not hip hop
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I just hate seeing shit like that because it's just like it's just corny. That's what I find it corny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you're not even putting this music into the right categories. It's like you see in a black face, you're like, yeah, throw it in the urban.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throw it in the urban shit. I remember they
Yeah.
did that to Tyler. They do that to a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just whack because
I think it was the Is it the Billboard?
Maybe the Billboards,
charts?
yeah.
I think it was the Billboard charts. They had like the urban, the
Switched
urban
up.
charts, and I think they changed it to like hip hop or something. Or
I
yeah.
just don't get it.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather those things be put up against what they're supposed to be put up against,
Yeah.
rather than hip hop.
Yeah.
Because then it just doesn't make sense, and then
like, what is their criteria for hip hop anyway?
Exactly.
Because it's not the people who are the most barred up. Because then Macklemore wouldn't win or something, you know. So like, what is it like the most success? You know, like, so is that music? Is it like success? Like critical, commercial?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no fucking clue. I'm interested to see if he gets nominated, where they would put him.
Yeah.
You guys let us know where you think where they might put Tizo. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're right. It's probably gonna do some fucking hip hop shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna give you an album of the year.
No.
Leave that. No.
Yeah.
We'll give that to Taylor.
Yeah.
We'll give that to Ed Sheeran.
Bruno. Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
Facts. Bruno.
Yeah.
Somebody else, you know. I don't know. We'll see.
That's did you see on Twitter too, like before Tizo was dropping his album, there would be people saying like, one of the snippets he dropped, it was like, if Cudi dropped this, you'd be calling it
I hated that.
cringe. I like the Cudi comparison never ever came into my
clicked
mind.
Ever.
Even when Cudi was doing his little rock bag or whatever, I guess that's where it's coming
They
from.
even said Chance.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're dumb.
Yeah, they're not even in the same world, bro. Like,
Yeah. They're like, bro, if Chance or Kid Cudi made this, you guys would fucking call it corny, or you guys would be all over it. Shit like that. I'm like, no, not at all, bro.
Yeah.
This is completely different types of music right over here, you know? And Kid Cudi needs to stop making music. I think I've said that already.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
I remember seeing this. I never saw this before. I think it's called like Flex or something. It's like a dance song. Did you see he dropped it in the pandemic?
Yeah.
Because I think it was related to that Tizo shit. You know, they're saying like, you know, why were people shitting on this song? It's basically the same shit that Tizo was dropping or whatever,
that was
right? Something
ass,
like that. I'm
that's
like,
why.
that shit was just ass,
There's
bro.
cheeks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no
I think
fucking
just
sense.
today I seen somebody posted a video of him with like Playboy Cardi, and they had like some snippet or something.
Oh, really?
And I didn't even like click on the audio. Like I just seen the video. I'm like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
Because the comment was like, nobody. It was like, why don't they drop this or something? It's like, because nobody wants this shit. You know?
Don't kill me. Nobody wants that, bro. Don't kill me, bro. Don't fucking
Yeah,
kill me.
Cudi hasn't dropped a song that I've wanted to listen to
In over a decade. I
yeah,
wanna say.
I probably was still in high school.
Yeah. I just think that the first like maybe two
That was
albums
it. The
are
first
hard.
2 albums, yeah. And then when he did the Wizard shit, it was a wrap, bro. It's okay.
It's disappointing.
I don't want to be that guy who's like, yeah, he fell off after that point,
He did.
you know?
Yeah.
But he did.
And I don't know why. He's the one guy where a lot of people consider him a legend, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's
I don't
like,
know.
and they're not even doing it because of like, for example, his contribution to 808s.
Yeah.
You know, they're not even mentioning that. If you're doing that, it's like, sure, yeah, because that changed the game. But everything he did after that was not it.
Not it at all, bro.
Lost in Talks podcast.
So, it is about to be 12 a.m. It's Thursday, Friday shortly.
Mhm.
We're recording this later on in the week just because we had shit to do. But it's a good day just because there's a lot of shit dropping within the next, I hate to say it, 12 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. So we got a whole bunch of projects and shit dropping from mans like Rod Wave, and that's mainly the one that I know about. Rod Wave, Earl's dropping a single with Vince that we're probably gonna check out later.
Yeah.
Drake said he's dropping a single with SZA
Yeah.
as well this week. It is dropping Friday, which just so happens to be in a minute
Yep. At 12.
at 12. But Drake just said 12 p.m. You fucks.
Just to fuck with you.
Just to
That's
fuck with us.
literally the only reason. Because there's not like, then there's some last minute changes.
Yeah, man. I'm cheesed. I'm like, yo, bro, we're all supposed to be bumping your track tomorrow morning on the way to work and shit.
Yep.
But no, we're gonna be bumping it during lunch.
So waste.
It's so waste, but whatever. We'll get at him. I'll get him in a second. I'm very excited for this Earl Sweatshirt project.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Alchemist, Earl, on there. I know Mike is featured on there. I know Vince is featured on there.
And this was the album that was like supposedly uploaded on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Like,
secretly, and
secretly,
they
nobody found it.
Nobody could find it and shit like that.
Alchemist
They're
said like we have a whole tape on YouTube. Like if you could find it, then you found it.
Then you got it, yeah.
Nobody found it though.
yeah, which is crazy to think. That's a
Yeah.
that's a cool little idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of like what I don't know. You weren't trying to go for this really, but your Young Text.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of
right? It was kind of.
I've done that,
Yeah.
a few times in my life.
Yeah, it was
we've always
sick.
been kind of, I guess, intrigued by like that anonymous type of bag.
Yeah.
Me, from where we come from, it's like it's more interesting, but more of a letdown because if nobody finds it,
You're
like,
anonymous.
obviously nobody finds. Yeah, obviously nobody fucking.
You're
found
anonymous.
because I could announce it and nobody would find it. You know?
Exactly.
But somebody like Earl and Alchemist, for them to drop it and like nobody to pick up on it.
Yeah.
YouTube's a big place, but the algorithms and just like there's been random shit that I've found that's like, you find these videos and you're like, why is it viral, or like why does it even have like, why is it on my homepage? But then you listen to it or you find it, you're like, oh no, yeah, there is some weird, it does make sense that this showed up on my homepage.
Yeah.
So you would imagine that somebody who's like a fucking Alchemist or Earl
Nerd, just-
yeah, like one of those, that's all they listen to.
On their fucking computers all
Yeah.
day, just fucking trying to find this shit.
Yeah, like that
Yeah.
shit didn't show up on their algorithm, or they didn't like find it in a related video. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I'm super excited for this one, mainly just because I've loved. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Earl much.
A little bit, yeah.
Every album he's dropped, I've paid attention to.
Yeah.
I've pretty much loved every album. My favorite album of his is Some Rap Songs. And he's been, I will admit, he's been in this depressive,
Yeah.
weird, really artsy, hard to decipher,
Almost sound cloudy-ish.
sound cloudy,
Yeah.
underground
Yeah.
hip hop head,
Yeah.
but experimental lane
Yeah.
that definitely not everyone's going to be interested in.
Yeah. It's not for pop. It's not for radio. It's not for pop.
It's for him. It's for
Yeah.
the people that care.
Exactly,
You know what I mean? and a bunch of people care. They say this is some of his best stuff, but I'm happy because it sounds like this project is going to lean more into a little bit of the commercial, mainstreamy-ish world, while still having that feeling of that underground feel, but still kind of being pushed.
Yeah.
This feels more pushed, even though it's not really.
Yeah.
It feels more pushed than any of his previous albums.
Yeah.
Since Doris? The first album?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Because he has, because everything since then has been that kind of, like
low
that
key,
lo-fi kind of
drops.
Yeah.
Just
like here's some raps, here's some rap songs that are out. Like that's how
literally
that's the marketing and that's the release strategy that he's been on. He's just like, yo, I wrote some verses and I recorded them and here they are now. Like that's and it feels very refreshing because it's not like this he's like huge, but here's somebody who has like notoriety and he's just still he's clearly doing it for the love of it. He's not putting projects together of like, this is my best project because I want you to tell me that because I want the most money from this project. Like, no, he's just dropping music, like, and he does it consistently.
Yeah, he's always dropping too. Even if you don't know, he's been dropping.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been dropping. He might take a year or two in between, but it's light, But super excited for this project. So I'm excited to listen to this track later. It was sounding hard. I threw up the little snippet he had on my Instagram earlier because I'm like, it's just sounding heavy. So I can't wait to bump that later.
And even when it seems like he's not putting that like commercial push into the songs, like the visuals are always hard. The brand, like the presentation of everything, the videos, the art, it's always crazy.
Yeah. And that's why I fell in love with some rap songs because I remember he dropped that visual.
Yeah.
That whole like
Feet of Clay or whatever.
Yeah, Feet of Clay was like, what was it? Like I want to say 8 or 12 minute thingy. Short film.
Yeah.
Where, I watched that so many times, bro. I countless times because I was just there breaking down all the imagery and all the little symbolisms of certain things. Because everything was just so interesting.
Yeah. Every
part of that video project was just so interesting and meant so much. I could tell that it was just like, I need to understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what type of direction. It feels a little bit different. It feels like, again, a bit more mainstream this time. I'm excited for some visuals. He already did drop the single with Mike. I think it was called Century, like a week or two ago. And then we're getting this new Vince Staples one. I'm excited because I always love me some Earl and Vince. They just go off all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, super excited for that project. I think he said it's dropping in October though.
Yeah.
October 6th. So I have to wait a little bit longer for the actual project, but whatever. I'll wait. It's cool. I like the October vibes.
Yeah. I like getting like a 1-2 single before.
Yeah. It's nice to do that. Just because too many people think they can drop a surprise album these days.
Yeah.
Or they think that they can just drop without having singles or anything coming out. And that's just not how it works. You're not that hard. So try again. But you know who is that hard? Pause. Drake, fucking guy. So yeah, he's dropping this shit at 12. It's featuring SZA.
Yeah.
I
seen a tweet where it's like they're both gonna be talking about the same man.
I just saw, wow, I was standing right here looking at my phone during the break. I just thought I was dying. I'm like, don't fucking kill me, bro. They'd be singing about the same man. I'm like, that's hilarious. But yeah, he's dropping the track with SZA. We got the cover for it. It's Halle Berry covered in slime.
Yeah.
From when she got slime dumped on her at the VMAs as well, right?
The kids.
Oh no, the kids choice awards.
The Nickelodeon one. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
The kids choice awards. I don't know why I thought it was the VMAs.
Honestly, that's a point to the VMAs of like how unserious you take this shit, right?
Yeah.
Like they're on the same level as the kids choice awards, basically.
Facts. Which is an interesting cover. I didn't know how to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Feel.
It's like it's a random and interesting picture to pull from, but then it's also like, I think I brought this up again where it's like when you're at that level as an artist and it's like you're just pulling screenshots that aren't like that don't look like 6 squares. It's a nice picture, but it's not like I'm trying to imagine you wouldn't get it on vinyl, but I'm trying to imagine it on vinyl where like it just looks like a screenshot, you know?
Yeah.
But it's still I don't know, yeah, it's cool because it's like why the fuck is that the picture?
And it's
you know?
oddly hard. Like,
Yeah,
I just
exactly,
Hate that.
yeah.
I hate that it's oddly hard
Yeah.
and I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like I saw it and I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah.
I was like, sick. You know, I was more mad at the whole CLB cover.
Yeah.
That one I didn't like at all.
So yeah, see that's the difference because this one seems like somebody just found this picture and they'd be like, "Yo, that'd be hard."
Exactly.
And that's like that kind of same vibes that we had back when we were dropping music, you know, same time
Early,
we
yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
Fucking just release it. We'd just be on Google like, "Oh, that's a sick picture."
Looking for a pic, yeah.
Yeah, but the CLB one, obviously they had to hire a graphic designer and like actually put that together. So you're putting money into something that still looks ass, you know?
Yeah.
But this is obviously, yeah, no, they didn't. If they did pay somebody to do something to that, then that's crazy. But also, I mean, whatever, it's Drake. Like,
Yeah.
but it seems like, yeah, they just put this together in 5 seconds, you know? So
Yeah.
it's cool.
We're gonna see. We'll hit you guys with that probably just a review of that. Well, album actually drops next week.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to listen to it. So 2 weeks we can let you know about the album, but next week we'll probably let you know about the single and if it made it to the next pod.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's hot enough.
Facts. Yeah, if we even remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
we'll
it.
see.
This is
That's how you know.
Yeah, this is because the you know, like we said about singles, like this one is especially a Drake project. You know, this is gonna give you a sense of what the album's gonna be like, or maybe not, because you know he's dropped shit sometimes where it has no real, like the single doesn't really feel like a song that is like anything else on the project.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to expect from it because, you know, on the one hand, people were thinking For All the Dogs is going to be like an album for the, you know, for the dogs.
random.
Yeah, it's going to be a harder album. Then you got the SZA song, but he's been doing this where you could have the half and half. Is that what people want? Unless it's good, then that's fine. But he's done that already, and there's something that's just not working. No matter how good some of the individual singles are, if you have this like, you know, this 2-type vibe thing and it doesn't come together, you know?
Yeah. And I'm also here to tell everybody, please listen to Honestly Nevermind again.
Yeah.
Great project.
Yeah.
Check out at least listen to Liability. That one, I'm in my car bumping, crying. Crying. The shit he says on that is too real, bro. But yeah, you mentioned or you wrote down our midnight releases not sick, or is it because music is mid?
Yeah. Just, you know, I was thinking because when we were like writing down topics and we were talking about the music that's coming out today, and I was just like, I remember it being a thing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I thought about it a little bit more, I remember it mostly being a thing for the albums I remember listening to at midnight was like If You're Reading This Is Too Late and Views.
Yep.
And Honestly Nevermind. I think that was the last one that we did that midnight.
Yeah, facts. That reaction.
live review for, and yeah, like it's that thing, you know, the difference between you being able to listen to it before you go to bed, formulate your little bit of opinion, wake up,
Come back
either
to
your
it.
opinion changes or
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, it is still hard. Talk about it to everybody at work the next day rather than having to wait till noon. Mans might not even listen to it because you forget about it, and then you come home and then it's the weekend and then you forget about the song, you know?
I'm
And
like, damn.
there was something nice about being able to react to something or knowing that everybody was. I remember when If You're Reading, that was like a surprise drop, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember that feeling of like everybody was like looking for it, and you had to like find a man to like who had the download, you know, and,
exactly.
and then everybody was just listening to it at the same time, even if you weren't texting somebody or
One
you
of
weren't with
my
somebody.
greatest memories is when that shit dropped.
Yeah.
If you're reading This Is Too Late.
Yeah.
Just because I think I've said this on the pod as well before. It's just like it was everywhere so much that I never even picked up the tape.
Yeah.
I hadn't even listened to it myself personally, but I had heard all of it.
Yeah.
Within 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And I think part of that was it just came out and everybody's like, oh fuck, on Thursday night, like, yo, it's just crazy, you know?
Yo, this shit's hard,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the part that helped with it
Yeah,
too. Is like
it was
pretty much every song on that tape
It
was
was fucking
a
sick.
banger,
Yeah.
right? But
it was just complete bangers.
Yeah.
Basically top to bottom. I think
Yeah.
there's like a 1-2
yeah,
that I've maybe listened to recently that didn't age too well, but
yeah. Just because that's a long project too, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
a lot
longer
of
one.
songs on that.
It's a longer one,
Yeah.
which is surprising because like I remember first going into it and not thinking it was that long.
Yeah.
But now looking back at it, I'm like, oh shit, there's still more songs.
Yeah,
There's still more songs on this
yeah.
too.
Because I think there was like the hits, and then there were the ones that like you also just yourself you kind of like put together too.
Yeah.
And then you forget about the ones that you that were just kind of like whatever, you know.
But yeah, I don't know if it's. I think the midnight release is still a thing. I think it's just whether or not you care enough.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's.
That's what I mean. I think it just comes back to just like not caring about music in general for
Yeah.
a while now, to the point where like you'd be excited to like listen to shit as soon as it drops. Because I mean, I guess it happened with Travis Scott, right?
It's for me. I will say, and I know we've been going in on music this year. It's looking like this. What is this? The end. The beginning of the fourth quarter here
Yeah.
is shaping up to be something good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're getting more word that shit's dropping. Like
Yeah.
we're saying, Future's supposed to drop, Other Man's supposed to drop. So, and we're getting Earl soon. You know, we're getting Drake soon.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we're getting Cardi B. I don't know who else is supposed to be dropping. So it's looking like at least this end of the year is going to be reasonable.
Yeah.
But I will say, yeah, the only ones I've listened to right at midnight, Travis Scott, Tizo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bump this Earl single in a bit,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna bump that Earl project when it drops.
Yep.
I'm gonna bump this Drake, and that's all I really plan to,
Yeah.
unless until things are actually confirmed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it has been a while since I've had that feeling for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Where I was like, yeah, I need to bump this because I remember even us before, even like last year, talking about music. And we're like, yeah, what dropped? We don't even know
Yeah.
because we don't care.
Yeah.
You know, because shit's just been all right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's it might be because of the mid, but I also feel like it's just there's just so much music as well these days.
That's true. Yeah.
That I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. That's the part too. You feel like you have this like backlog, and you kind of just like you'll put it on when you have the chance.
I'll listen to it depending on my priorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. I want to go from here.
Ghostwriter.
Yeah, we could do the Ghostwriters. I didn't do too much research on this one,
Mm-hmm.
but basically, you remember that Weeknd and Drake track?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a little bit about
that. Was kind of hard.
Yeah.
That the AI Mans whipped up together. So basically, the Ghostwriter behind that song, he's been low key because nobody's kind of heard of him since. But apparently, he's been working behind the scenes and trying to sort out some stuff to see if he can get not only that song but other songs on basically nominated for Grammys.
Yeah.
So basically he just wants to be able to submit them to the Grammys and then they accept it.
Yeah.
So that he can, you know, then go and be part of that whole process.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to think that he'd be able to do that using AI voices that haven't been cleared or anything from the actual artists
Yeah. Yeah.
or their labels.
Yeah.
And the Grammys is cool with it.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
So I think there was a follow up where they said they're now not allowing it.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
think, but yeah.
Okay.
But either way, like the fact that this is even a conversation,
It's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like the fact that this is even something where it's like, okay, yeah, we'll consider it. Like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me personally.
And so does he write these songs?
Yeah, he writes them.
Yeah. Okay.
He writes them. He throws it into whatever he has to throw it into to
Yeah.
get their voices.
Yeah.
And then, he's good from there.
Yeah. That's interesting.
It's a tough spot because I get it.
Yeah.
I get it to a certain degree. You wrote this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wrote these bars. You wrote this whole song.
This is a popular song now. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is not your voice. This is not you.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where it's a little tough because if you just look at anybody's ghostwriters, then you might be like, okay, then we won't credit them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For not performing the song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then even like if you're saying it's it just comes down to a digitally manipulated voice, right? It's like Daft Punk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like Drake in The Weeknd, but it's not them.
Yeah.
You know. So,
Yeah.
but if I'm sure the AI software extracts their real like
inflections and
recordings, like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
takes real things that they said and chops it up. So it is their voice. So it's not the same as like Daft Punk where they're using, a keyboard or whatever. But,
yeah, facts.
But it is because it's just software. So I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a quick one for you guys. I'm gonna keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Just because I want to know, since you're saying that it might not be true, so I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Just because it's very interesting. I'm not fully against it. I just don't think it's fully right.
Yeah.
I think at least give them, if they, say it wins a Grammy, do you give them the Grammy too? Do you give Drake and Weeknd a Grammy? I don't even know.
Because there's the different categories between like record of the year and song of the year.
Yeah.
And then the people who win song of the year are just the writers, I'm pretty sure. And then the people who are in recording, they're like the performers and stuff. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah.
Also, quick other one. Streaming services, basically now they have to pay late fees to songwriters. It's been kind of passed to make sure that mans are actually getting their bread on time, and if not, then they're getting a little bit more. I don't think it's going to be all that much.
Yeah,
but it's I will say it's a good little tiny
baby steps. Yeah,
tiny big toe.
Yeah.
Press down
yeah
in the right direction. Definitely people are not making enough money from their music at all, so at least I'll be like, Spotify, hold off. I want that extra couple cents. I want that extra $1 or whatever to make sure I'm getting at least the most out of these songs. So that should be very interesting to see and how they kind of combat that. What's horrible? With all this type of shit going on, I wonder why musicians, especially like the biggest artists, the Drakes, Taylor Swifts, even the Ice Spices, sure. Why there's no like union?
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got the fucking
the writers union,
the writers and the actors doing their thing right now.
Yeah. Why isn't there like a songwriters guild?
Songwriters guild or performing? Performers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they haven't come together and figured out something.
That's facts.
Especially against streaming services and the labels.
Because the whole reason with this like actors and writers strike is like, they're fighting for their money, but they're also the reason it's so big or whatever is that they're holding out is because it sets a precedent for like many industries, right? Because this is about like how industries can pay people versus work that's being done that's like automated and AI and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And pay and royalties, right? Like the Netflix royalties is the same shit as streaming services and stuff. Yeah, so it's the same fight. And people have been knowing that streaming services like Spotify and shit have been not paying artists for years now, like since it started basically getting popped off. So I don't know why they don't.
I'm surprised. I think they're just not organized. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. There was that, the title was supposed to be this thing where artists come together.
Yeah. And people, and still, title is the biggest payout.
Yeah.
And people fuck with title, but to me, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Am I bougie? Like, I just don't want to touch anything else. It's like, for me, and I hate to call you out here, but it's like just not owning an iPhone. Like, it's just weird to me personally. Kevin has an Android. You get green text.
I have a Google, bro.
Yeah. Don't kill Oh, yeah.
I have a Google Pixel.
But it's just, like, I just can't imagine not owning an iPhone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or not seeing blue text on my shit. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, It just doesn't make sense at all. Like, it's just like, for me, it's like you either have Spotify or Apple Music and you just call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people, people who I probably know, like, 3 people who have Tidal, and
same.
When they have it, I think it was something where it's like most people, they got it for free or they got it for some reason. They have it. It's not like they paid for it. There are certain people who went out of their way to get it because the quality of the streaming is better, and then also maybe they care about the payouts are better. But it's one of those weird things where it's like, yes, technically, if you had an option and you had all this shit in front of you and you're like, Tidal is the better option, and it's probably the same amount because it's you know, you pay the same for all these things, but nobody's buying that though. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. And I will say I agree because I have listened to music on Apple Music, Audio Mac, SoundCloud, and Tidal from other people and shit like that. Spotify, definitely, I don't like the volume.
Yes.
I feel like it's never loud enough.
Yeah.
It's never fucking loud enough.
Yeah.
But I'm trapped. Like, all my shit's there. My playlists and all that shit is there. And it just is what it is at this point. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why artists aren't doing a fucking union. But hey, we'll see what the future holds for them, you know? I did want to tell you. You see my things on the weekend? My Instagram posts?
Yeah.
I was flying. I went on a trip. I went out with a couple of my friends. Went with the boy Zach, Nem, you know, the usuals. And then my boy Austin from high school, he pulled up as well because we haven't seen him in a while. He just got married and everything like that. And it's his first, I wouldn't say first, but like his wife is out of town. So he's like, I'm going to chill with the boys. We're gonna do shit, you know what I mean? So we met up and everything, and I don't know. I was just telling you on the last pod, I'm like, I need to do some mushrooms soon. And it just turned out that he was just like, "Yo," he came up to me and he's like, "Yo, you guys want to do mushrooms?" I'm like, I was gonna wait until like next week, but you know, we might as well. We're downtown. Nickelback had their free show downtown,
Nice.
So we tried to pull up. We got there a little late, but Zach and Nem saw it. They're like, "Yeah, it was lit." But so we pulled up right after, and then Austin's like, "Yeah, but you guys trying to do some shrooms?" And we're like, "It's a good night. Why not? You know, we're outside. Why not?" So we went to Fun Guys. Have you ever been to Fun Guys? Fun Guys. There's a Fun Guys on. It's like it's Spadina. It's right across from Kensington. I got some chocolate. I meant to bring it for you today. I was gonna give you some, but I'll give it to you. I'll give you some on Monday or something when I see you next. But bro, these chocolates are the best chocolates I've ever had. And I've had them like 3 times now just to make sure. These are the best chocolates I've ever had. Bro, I was on Pluto, genuinely just flying. I was gone. It was crazy. We thought we could handle the bar. Couldn't. We had to leave.
Damn.
We had to leave. It was getting too loud, and the vibes were fucking crazy. These chocolates, they kicked in 20 minutes.
Damn. That's crazy.
It kicked in like 20 minutes, half an hour max.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in the bar drinking, and I'm just feeling it. I'm like, whew. You know that feeling. You just get through it. You're like, whew. Getting a little intense. Me and Zach took them because Austin was driving. And he was like, yeah, if we take the shrooms and stuff like that, and you guys don't feel good, or you guys just want to cut, we can go back to my place, and we could just chill. We're like, yeah, sure. So we went to the bar first. We thought we could handle it. Couldn't handle it. I don't know what night it was at this bar, bro. But they were playing like, they had a DJ. So we're like thinking, okay, it's me bumping. This man's playing music from like, I want to say the 60s. The 60s. When was Elvis around?
Yeah, 60s.
The 60s?
Yeah.
I felt like Elvis.
That's crazy.
He was bumping some old tracks, like back to back to back. And I'm vibing and shit, but I felt like I was in that time. It was fucking crazy. And I'm like, yo, I'm black in this time, but I'm vibing. I felt like I was one of the cool blacks, though. You know what I mean? That everybody fucked with.
The free ones.
Yeah, one of the free ones. Yeah, one of the free ones that everybody fucked with. Yeah. Maybe Elvis stole some of my tracks or some shit, you know? But it was fucking crazy. And yeah, I was just getting higher and higher. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. So we ended up leaving, went to my boy's place, and we what did we throw on? We threw on this is dumb. We threw on Twisted Metal. You know the show?
Yeah.
Dumb show.
Yeah.
Trippy as fuck, but actually horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible show, horrible acting. But it was funny for the time.
Yeah.
And we ordered a bunch of pizza. I spent like almost $100 on pizza.
Holy.
Me, myself, I was like, yo, I'm getting pizza for everybody. I was just in a good mood, yo. So I bought like $100 worth of pizza. We had like 2 extra large pizzas, 4 toppings on each, with the cheesy bread, stuffed cheesy bread Domino's has now. I didn't even know.
Jeez.
With some wings and all this shit. So we're just living life. I couldn't even finish the pizza. I had a bite and a half of my pizza before I had to go outside and breathe. My boy Austin, he has this dog. Shouts out Diesel. He's old as fuck now. And this is where stuff. My high got started getting intense because I saw the dog, bro.
Yeah.
His dog is just going through so much shit right now because he's just old, and something's wrong with him. But his skin is very irritated.
Yeah.
So he's like picking at his skin, and he's like itchy, and he has all these scabs and scars on his skin, to the point where they had to put a cone on him. So he's there, and I could just tell he's there sitting literally beside me. I could just tell he's restless.
Yeah.
And just angry at the world and just hates his life, this dog. And I'm sitting there looking at this dog, and I'm like, bro, I remember when you were young. I remember when you used to run around and do this and do that. And then I started thinking about my dog, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute right now, but he's going to get old.
Yeah.
And I started getting emotional. I'm like, yo, he's going to die. I'm like, Diesel's going to die. My dog's going to die one day, bro. I had to go outside and cry.
Yeah.
I had to go outside and cry for a little bit because I'm like, yo, that's just sad. I'm just thinking about this guy's poor dog. He's just going through it.
Yeah.
He just wants to scratch his face and he can't. I'm thinking about my dog and I'm thinking about death and all this shit. I had to go outside and cry.
Yeah.
But once I got the tears out, my boy fucked it up. Who was it? Was it Nem? It might have been Nem or Zach. They just bust open the fucking balcony door. And I'm like, yo. I had to end that shit right there. They're like, yo, you good? And I'm like, yeah, I was just out here crying, bro. I'm good, though. Don't worry. They're like, you're crying, bro? And I'm like, yeah, bro. I was thinking about this guy's dog and shit. But no, it was a really good night. We stayed at his place until like 4 a.m. Took an Uber back home. I knocked out just Cade. And I don't know what it was about that weekend. I was just in a mood. So I slept all day Saturday. Teresa was cheesed at me because she's like, yo, we're supposed to do stuff. And I was like, Cade.
Yeah.
I was just done. But she hopefully she doesn't listen to this pod because she'll be cheesed. After she went to bed, literally the second she went to bed, Austin hits me up. He's like, yo, you trying to run around too? And he's like, just me and you. He's like, just pull up. Because Zach and them the other night were doing too much. Zach's over here making all these noises and he's just tripping out. He's playing. Austin has one of those, I don't know what you call them. It's the thing with the 4 or 5 balls that you just pull back and it hits. He has that. So Zach is there just pulling it.
So annoying.
He's so annoying, bro. He's so fucking
that would
annoying.
cheese me sober, bro.
Yeah, and that's partially why I had to go outside and cry.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting inside, I'm looking at this dog. Zach's making this noise. I'm hearing time just ticking down in my mind.
Oh my god.
And then my boy Nem, he didn't do any mushrooms, but he smoked weed for like the first time in like a year. Because the last time he smoked weed, he called the ambulance.
Yeah.
Because he got too high.
Yeah.
So this is the first time smoking weed. We got him to smoke weed. And he was just ripped. And he's just being annoying as well. He's just ripped. So me and Austin had to go outside. And that's when I started crying and shit. But it was just wild. So Austin's like, yeah, you want to run around too? He's like, I just picked up more chocolates because these things are actually magical.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, yo, fuck. Yeah, sure. So I brought Kenzo with me. Kenzo got to chill with Diesel. And I didn't get as high the next time. The high was completely different. So that first one was a lot more intense. I had a bit more energy. We're dying of laughter in this. This other one was a bit more moody.
Yeah.
So I didn't see as many visuals, but I had waves of just intense feelings from time to time.
Right.
And then we were just chilling. We threw on some fucking Naruto and we're just hanging out. It was just one of those cool little nights.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's nice that you think about when you're like, oh yeah, when I'm older, I'm gonna just fucking chill with my boys, get high, you know.
Yeah.
Just watch anime and shit like
Yeah.
that. So that's exactly what we did. We just
like
chilled.
it's like the mushrooms know that you need to have that like yin yang of like kind of this crazy night and then just like, you know, reflective.
But I knew I was high just because the second night I knew I was high, even though it didn't feel the same. I walked all the way back home with Kenzo, which is a long walk for him. I felt bad. So basically my boy, he lives near Graydon Hall.
Right.
401 and Don Mills.
Right.
So I walked from there all the way to my place.
Yeah, that's deep.
Which is kind of deep. It was deeper than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is going to be like 40 minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, it's a lot longer. Especially with the dog. He's over there sniffing shit.
Yeah.
So we walked up to like Leslie and I was like, all right, Kenzo, like you've been walking way more than you should. So I had his crate because Austin drove me. So I just threw Kenzo in the crate and I just walked the rest of the way with it, carrying the dog. And it was just crazy because I'm going through waves of this highness. And every time I'm going through certain waves, it's like it just so happens that I'm in the shadows, I'm in the darkness, and then I feel better when I come back out into
That's
the light.
crazy.
It was crazy, but definitely a good experience. I got you some chocolates, so
Nice.
I got you the next pot. I'll bring them, cause yeah, man, these are the best chocolates I've had. I think Fun Guys has the best edibles, chocolates and shit like that I've ever had. If you go to Shroom Bros online, they have the best actual mushrooms. But yeah, amazing experience overall, man. Yeah.
I just find that like every time or hear somebody do mushrooms or I do mushrooms now, I always find this like one thing where I'm like, if I was sober and like able to, you know, just be in touch with my emotions, like just
Like
being
this?
able to react. Yeah. I feel like that's the only thing mushrooms does. It just gives you that ability to be like, hey, if I'm feeling overwhelmed right now from some sort of emotion, I can just like experience it, you know? Like that is a sad thing. We think about death every day.
Yeah.
You don't think about it, but you think about it. It's in the back of your head.
You see it all the
and
time.
you just kind of like your subconscious might just slap it away before you can really start to process it, you know? And I feel like that's just true about everything. Like just when you start seeing visuals, just things around you, whatever the room is, whatever your space is, just start getting more and more intense. You're looking at the water, you start seeing the more details. It's like we could see that if we were sober, but it's just our brain is
it's like it's almost like you're just not, like you just said, it's like you're just not paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
just take it for
and
granted.
your brain is telling you like, yo, if you really took in everything that's going on right now, you would be, your head would be fried. So it's just like you have to kind of, you know, ease it in a little bit.
Even with the whole death thing, I know a lot of people are like scared of death and whatnot, and that's not what I was going through. I'm not scared of death.
It's not like, oh my god, god, I'm so frightened that this is gonna happen.
It was one of those things where it's just like I was more scared of, or not even scared. I was more not looking forward to the feeling of missing Diesel or Kenzo or my friends or family members. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Yeah, it's just missing people and knowing that they're not around.
Like you're gonna be in that. You're going to encapsulate that existence at some point where you're like, oh shit, I'm missing this person. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And that feeling, I know it's not going to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not going to feel good. No matter how many good memories we have, I'm going to miss my dog, this person, da 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 da. Yeah. When they pass on, you know. Yeah. Death is whatever.
You can think about that. You can think about that every day with every person you've met, you know? Like I could get emotional thinking about a stranger. Like think about like, you know, somebody you see on the bus, you're like you might not ever see that person again.
Somebody that you just see regularly. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah. That was the last person that you that was last time you saw that person you didn't even know, you know.
You didn't even know.
Yeah.
You might be wondering, yo, where are they?
Yeah. You know what's crazy actually? The when we were coming back from Oppenheimer, I took the RT. And it's funny because I think Teresa said that same day, like, oh, what's going to happen when the RT closes?
Oh, yeah.
I usually don't take it. Like that time I took it. The day after was the day that it derailed and shut down early.
That's right.
So it wasn't supposed to shut down at that time. But like I was on the RT like 24 hours before
it fucked up.
Yeah, it's great. I was like, holy shit! Like that was the last time.
And you didn't even know.
Yeah,
because you thought it was later.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh.
And what's funny is, so like the past year or so, whenever I remember, whenever there's like not a lot of people on the RT, I'll like pull out my phone and just like record a little bit.
Yeah,
just for, you know, archiving purposes. And I actually had a video of it. I didn't even think about it. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I didn't even remember I had it until I was scrolling through. I'm like, what's the date on this? I'm like, oh fuck, that's that day. And then I looked up because I didn't even put two and two together that like when that news happened of like it derailed, I wasn't like, oh shit, I was just on it like yesterday. And then I'm like, oh fuck, like that was the last time that's
the last time.
Yeah,
I'm thinking I don't remember the last time I was on the RT.
Yeah,
and it's done now.
That's it. But there was a time that you were on it, you know, and you just,
it's like the last time your parents picked you up.
Yeah. God, damn,
crazy. Yeah. It's crazy shit that you think about sometimes. Man. Crazy. I'm gonna miss that that Midland smell.
Yeah,
that's how you know a man was not from Scarborough
when they were twist up their face,
up your face on the train.
You know, when I first started taking it, I was like, yeah, this smells like shit. But like as time went on, I actually looked forward to the smell in a weird way. Like it was, I don't know, you just get used to it. All it's just like a
You know it's coming.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
you're
You're just like, what is it going to smell like today?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I remember.
Is there a little bit of pepper in it today, or is there a little bit?
Even
of,
on sometimes I would be surprised because you notice it might be a little bit mild.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly. Yeah.
what happened? You know what I mean? It's jokes, man. It's fucking jokes. I remember Scarborough Spots, they posted up, we're going to miss, dealing with that smell thing at Midland and whatever. And then I just threw up a GIF of me just suck it in the air. And everybody's like, yo, you're twisted, bro. I was like, bro, that's home, man. Like, that's just what it is,
I stopped like revolting from that smell a long time ago, bro.
I accepted it.
I was used to it.
I'm like, that smell to me when I was coming back home after school is like sick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my bus soon.
Yeah.
So
You know what? That smell to me is kind of like the beach smell.
Yeah.
Where it's not a good smell.
It's not a good smell, but it's the beach.
Yeah, you smell it and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Or even like a lake.
Exactly, yeah.
It's just like, oh, this is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I
don't mind it.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's jokes. Yeah, man. Anything else you wanted to touch on today, yo?
Not really. I think we got through.
I think we got through as a good pod today.
Yeah.
You see the difference in the pod when there's shit going on.
Yeah.
And a little bit of mushrooms at the end.
Yep.
Holy. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening once again. Today, we're going to wrap this up right now. Episode 124. Make sure you guys check out all the socials and all the extra shit. Ian's going to be back soon. I think in a week or two. So you guys will be able to check him. We'll get the actual official Thailand breakdown officially. We tried to do it before. It just didn't work out. So I'm excited to hear about his adventures with his Thai ting and what else he got to do since he got to stay out there a bit longer, But yeah, shouts out to you guys. Catch you in the next one.